Hi, my name is Mithilesh Chudgar and I am a peak performance coach. I am from the DLC's Global Happiness Committee, Ahmedabad chapter. The topic for the day is really interesting. We'll be understanding sustaining your peak performance, being conscious of consciousness, something very unique. Because when people talk of peak performance, hardly people talk of being conscious or hardly people even talk of consciousness. So before moving ahead, let's understand the human body with a very simple example, analogy. Well, the human body is like a mobile phone. There is a transmitter and a receiver which relates to the mind, and the SIM card is the brain. Think about it. You use the mobile phone daily, day in, day out, and this is how it happens. If you have a SIM card of a specific service provider, you cannot get into the transmitting station of some other service provider, isn't it? It's the SIM card which limits the transmitter and the receiver to receive and transmit signals. Think about it. So the brain limits the mind to transmit and limits the signals from the consciousness. That's how the brain limits. And your body, the mobile phone, it operates only from that limited transmissions and receivings that happen. So who slows you down? Well, it's the brain that slows you down. And if you want to increase the speed, well, it's the brain which can help you do that. But eventually it happens by receiving and transmitting signals, yes, from the consciousness. From the consciousness, that is what the mind does. It transmits and receives the signals from the consciousness, and brain either slows you down or ensures that you move easier, better, and faster in the direction of your desired growth. So it's about consciousness and being aware of it consciously, and being aware that you are able to transmit and receive signals from the consciousness. That's how it works. So what is peak performance? Typically, peak performance is equal to capabilities. This is the equation we all understand. The whole world understands this equation. Performance is equal to capabilities. But the fact is, we live in a myth. Performance never equals to capabilities. Performance is always capabilities minus interferences. Yes, capabilities minus interferences. So what are these interferences? Fears, doubts, judgments, opinions, self-criticism, identity, and the list is endless. And where does this interferences they shape up? They shape up here in the prefrontal cortex, the front side of the cortex of the brain. That's where we have all these interferences. So it is the brain which stops, interferes in our capability to transmit and receive the signals from the consciousness, and does not allow us to move fast, does not allow us to operate from the true potential that we have, that the consciousness wants us to. That's how it works. So let's come to another question. I have many questions for you guys. What is spirituality? Rather, what is the objective of being spiritual? It's simple. The objective is achieving oneness of mind, body, and spirit. The ultimate objective, isn't it? Losing the sense of self, that's spiritual. Losing the sense of time, that's spiritual. And you lose the sense of self and time only when you have that sense of oneness of mind, body, and spirit, oneness with the universe. That's the ultimate objective. So why am I talking of oneness with the universe when I talk of peak performance? Some of you might find it funny as well. Well, guys, the concept comes from the yogic philosophy. They talk of 5 levels of consciousness. I'm going to use a few Sanskrit words, but yes, I'm going to help you translate those in English as well. So the first level of consciousness is Muda. Muda. We call it the depressed mind, the state of inertia, the state of stagnancy. Muda. I've actually helped more than 700 people in this state of depression and get them beyond on the scale of 5 level of consciousness. So the second stage of consciousness is called Kshipta. Kshipta, it's the monkey mind. Yes, the monkey mind, full of distractions. Then comes Vikshipta. Vikshipta, we can call it the butterfly mind. Yes, the butterfly mind, like it's both, it is a lot of distraction and then there is a lot of focus when the butterfly is there on the flower. Yes, it's absolutely concentrated and focused. And when the butterfly is not there on the flower, moving around, it's all distraction. So that's Vikshipta. Then comes the next level of consciousness, which is called Ekagra. Ekagra is about concentration on the object. Absolutely concentrated mind, that's Ekagra. And then comes the fifth level of consciousness. It's called Niruddha. Niruddha is a state of oneness. Niruddha is a state where you lose the sense of time, you lose the sense of self. You feel one with the universe, or you feel one with the task in hand. And when you feel one with the task in hand, that is when you can perform at the peak. That is when your decisions are the best. Now let's relate it with a lot of research is happening in the field of neuroscience. In the last 20 odd years, amazing researches have happened. And these researches have typically happened with adventure athletes. Well, these adventure athletes, we typically refer to them as adrenaline junkies. But the fact is that they are not adrenaline junkies. Guys, understand, they are flow junkies. Yes, they are flow junkies. They are not in there with all these adventure sports to get that adrenaline rush. They are there to experience flow more often. We live in a myth. Guys, it's not about adrenaline, it's about flow. They have that ability. They have that ability to get into that state of flow at will. At will, guys. And if you look at meditation, like the monks in Tibet, they meditate for like 2 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, daily practice. The fact is, they are unable to get into that state of flow at will. So what is better? Going to Tibet and doing meditation for 8 hours a day, or getting into adventure sports and experiencing flow at will? What do you think is better, guys? It's about getting in flow. That is where you experience oneness every single time, every single day, day after day. Getting into that state of flow. The highest form of spiritualism or spirituality, whatever you call it, the objective of spiritualism, feeling one with the task in hand. That oneness is the only objective of being spiritual. And if you can achieve that state of being oneness while working, while performing your daily tasks, while taking the daily decisions, while thinking of growth and taking action towards growth, think how your life could be better. Think how happier and peaceful and stress-free you could be. Isn't that amazing? That thought itself, being stress-free and growing. And it's a state of relaxed attention. Think about it. Relaxed attention. Attention is typically used for stress. When you are attentive, you pay attention, you are actually stressful, isn't it? That is about relaxed attention. You look at any sports person, now I'm referring to any other sports, not necessarily adventure sports. You look at them perform, they are absolutely relaxed and focused, a state of relaxed attention. If we talk of Virat Kohli, the state he is going through in this last couple of months, you look at him. You look at him when he's going to the pitch with a bat in his hand. You look at him when he's standing on the pitch. You see stress. And you look at the same Virat Kohli 2 or 3 months back. He was considered to be the best in the world, and the amount of runs he used to score was like humongous. It was insane, inhuman capability of scoring runs. That is what he has already displayed. The same guy, not able to get into that state of flow. Relaxed attention missing, and see how he is struggling. This rule applies to every entrepreneur. When you take decisions, if you are stressful, think of how your decisions can be. Think of all the decisions that you have taken in the past when you were stressed. You took decisions in pressure, and the decisions were obviously not good ones, isn't it? And think of all the decisions you just took them. That is where you were in that state of relaxed attention, in that state of flow. They are the best one, isn't it? I firmly believe spirituality or spiritualism or being spiritual is about getting into the state of flow more often at will. That is where you are stress-free, you are happy, you take the best of the decisions, and you live an amazing life. It's about getting into that state of flow more often at will, guys. Think about it. Thank you.